Hello, my beautiful patrons. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me again here to see my epic craziness and all that I have to bring for you. Today we're going to be talking about stress and how to get rid of it, how to deal with it, how to identify if it's yours or not. So join me. I'm so glad, and mwah, love you guys. First, I want to talk to you about empathic stress. I don't know if that's an actual word, but if it isn't, I just made it up. Yay. So empathic stress, that is, you are an empath and you're getting clouded with stress. You're not sure why. So empathic stress is like you're having a perfect day. Nothing's wrong. You sit next to Susie Q, your good friend Susie Q. She's not even talking about her problems, but you start getting anxiety, you start feeling tension, you start feeling this knot inside your stomach, inside your heart, inside your head. You start getting like, I can't breathe, I gotta get the beep out of here, kind of panicky kind of feeling. Susie Q hasn't said anything to you, but Susie Q is going through problems at home. She found out her spouse is cheating, her child is failing school, her mother embezzled millions of dollars, and now, you know, she's got to fight for her mom, and her mom should really be in a home because she's 80, or I don't know. You know, these are all just made-up scenarios. But Susie Q is going through it. You didn't know that. You're just sitting down, having lunch with Susie Q, having drinks, having whatever, and she's not even talking about any of her problems, and you start feeling completely horrible, completely devoid of happiness. You've got this anxiety, this pressure, this stress just building on you. You go home, all of a sudden you can't handle it. You just break down. You feel like you're not happy with anything in your life, and you know, the world's closing in on you, and everybody's out to get you. But you don't stop to think about it. If you did, you would realize, wait, my home isn't in danger. My children are fine. I'm fine. My love life's not in danger. Why am I feeling all this impending doom if it's really not me? Sad to say, you picked it up from Susie Q. She didn't mean to give it to you. You didn't mean to pick it up. Nobody talked about it. It just happened. It's just a natural thing that happened, because while she's sitting there trying to make herself feel better about talking about the flies or the bees or butterflies, I don't know why I said flies. Maybe she was getting attacked by flies. I don't know. Maybe that's stressful. But when she's talking about whatever she's talking about that has nothing to do with her problems, all of a sudden, in the back of her mind, she's still going over it. Oh, Lewis did that thing, oh my gosh, and I got to talk to the doctors about this, and where am I going to come up with the money for that? So that's going on. That's a dialogue in the back of her head that she's not spewing forward. It doesn't matter if she's not or not. That's on her conscious, that's on her soul, that's on her vibration. So that's what she's going to be sending forward. So without her even trying, she kind of polluted you. Okay, so Susie Q has affected us. Now, we're not mad at Susie Q. You know, she didn't mean to do it. She doesn't even maybe aware of the fact that she did it. But we're going to have to do something to make it to where this doesn't happen again. We're going to have to do something to where we can protect ourselves and get this negative energy off of us right away. Okay, so Susie Q has affected us. What are we going to do about that now? Basically, there are quite a few things that we can do, and they all kind of tie in together no matter what. But if this is a habit, and every time you're around Susie, you seem to feel the stress afterwards, there's a good chance she's either a psychic vampire and doesn't know it, or she's just an empath and a really good projector slash receiver, or just projector, and doesn't know it. Or maybe she does know it and hasn't ever worked with it, so she doesn't know how to keep it all contained. So we're going to have to protect ourselves when we go around Susie Q. I mean, we should kind of do this when we go into everyday life anyways, but this is something we're especially going to have to do around Susie Q from here on out. And speaking of stress, the reason why there's so many cut jumps is because everybody keeps interrupting me today. I can't get this film to save my life. So I hope it ends up making sense at the end, because right now I don't even know. Oh my gosh, where were we even? Okay, so I was trying to talk to you about Susie Q and if she would annoy you, things that you have to do. Okay, so if you know you're going to be visiting Susie Q, and you always end up feeling drained afterwards, you always feel stressed out afterwards, before you even get to her, if you can take a bath in like some rosemary or some sea salt or some lavender or something to like wash that down and cure yourself a little bit, get a little bit of calm down before you even get there. I use essential oils. If I knew I was going to be, hello nature. You guys see what I'm dealing with today? What is all this? Anyways, I can't make it up. I would use some essential oils. So I would be like, okay, I'm going to go to Walmart, someplace that has me stressed out, or, you know, see Susie Q. I'm going to put my essential oils on my wrist. If I only say that to doTERRA brand, honestly, I only use doTERRA brand because I know how healthy it is. I know how pure it is. I know where they source their stuff from. So I would put my doTERRA oil on my wrist, and I would give a couple good breaths in before I even get to her. And that way I'm already at the calm state before I ever walk in the building. That way I'm already there. Next, I talk about this all the time, but it's grounding position. Ugh, nature, I just can't. Hashtag I can't. Come on, nature, work with me. Little known fact, I smoke one plant to keep the rest of them in line. Oh, it's so funny. Anyways, so another kind of stress that seems to be pretty prevalent is stress over time. Timing, the time it takes to do things, the time it takes to get places, the time that it takes to get things that you need and want. This can be timing over twin flames, timing over work. You decided you wanted to do something, like I wanted to videotape something, and then people decided to do yard work, so I couldn't do it, or whatever. You know, that can lead to stress because of timing. We can control time a lot more than we give ourselves credit for. Wow, let's just fluff that back into normalness real quick. So we can give ourselves enough time for everything. We can have enough sleep, we can get to work on time, we can get everything done on time, and have extra time to spare. This whole idea that time is linear, and that we only have so much of it, and that it takes this much to do this much, and you only have that much. It's a pretty basic concept that for some reason is carried throughout time, excuse the quote. If you're one of those people who you get stressed out on the time it takes to do stuff all the time, I'm going to say the word time so many times in this thing, it's going to be great. If you're playing along at home, take a shot of tea every time I say the word time. Or ginseng or something. You're going to be so like off the hook by the time I'm done. Get it? By the time. Shaenna Dixon drinking game, everyone. Woo whoop! I didn't think it would happen, but it just came around. Okay, so literally, if this has been you, it is time to literally take actual notes of what is going on in your day. I want you to take a piece of paper and a pen and write down your schedule, even if you don't have like a whole schedule. If it's just like kind of rough estimate of what happens in a day. And I want you to take it through every day. I want you to go from Monday to Sunday, okay? All the way. I want to see, where are you? On Mondays, I relax at home. You know, I watch movies, I do whatever. On Tuesdays, you know, I'm stressed out. I got, you know, the kids are doing this and this and this, and my husband does this and this, and I got all this work. On Wednesdays, you know, and then Thursdays, Fridays, look at it. Are there any days where you have more time, just off the top of the bat? No? Okay, that's fine. Now let's look at the things that you are doing. Are all these things that you have to be doing? Okay, well, you need the job because the job pays money or whatever. Does the job pay you enough money? Are you working so many hours for the money that you're getting? Is it time to maybe look at a new career? You know what I mean? Is that a big thing to change? Yeah, it is. But do you want results in your life? Yeah, you do. So you're going to have to make a big change of some sort. We need to look at, see, where is this big change going to have to come from? You would like more time with your friends. Or the friends that you currently have, do they even have time for you? I mean, these are all things we're going to have to look at. Sit there, plan it out. I want you to seriously write out your daily schedule. Even if you don't run by a schedule, write out, what do you typically do on your Monday, on your Tuesday, on your Wednesday. Let's figure out, where is your time going, first of all. Because we need to figure out, where is it going if we can figure out how to spend it better, right? I talk about this all the time, but it's grounding position, okay? So you got your hands, I want you to clap them together, I want you to go like, make like a gun and put them into like a triangle, drop them in your lap. Cross your ankles if you're sitting. you're now in grounded position. Nobody can take your energy. So if you're in a car next to Susie Q and you're not the driver, you can totally do this. She can't take your energy. She can't put anything on you. You're now protected. If you're standing, cross your ankles and do the same thing. It can help with that too. So that's one of my very first things, is grounding, because you can ground yourself anywhere. The next thing I would suggest is get yourself a stone or two. I have quite an array of stones that I carry with me on a daily basis, because I never know what situation I'm going to be in, but I started with one, and this was my very first one, and I love it. This is about the size I liked because it fit really good in my hand. It just feels really, really nice. Like, it knows what position to sit in and everything. You hold it in your left hand. This particular chunk is yellow feather jasper. I absolutely adore it. It was my very first stone that I ever bought. So get yourself a stone. It doesn't have to be yellow feather jasper. It doesn't have to be this big. I was told to buy, well, I went up to a metaphysical tent at like an outdoor festival kind of thing. They had rocks all over, and I didn't know what I was looking for, so I asked some questions. This is what she pointed me to, because this was before I did research on things. I just always went off of my intuition. And this was actually probably the beginning of me deciding that if I have these talents anyways and I have these powers anyways, I should learn how to use them better. So there is some studying that goes along with that. This rock was my very first step. It is good for so many things. Yellow feather jasper, one of the things is independence, your solar plexus, freedom from addiction, shaman travel, things like that. Okay, so she told me I could hold it in my hand, I could ask for what I wanted to. This rock gives me a feeling of protection and safety when I'm in a car, and I'm actually I have PTSD really, really bad from a really traumatic car accident that I almost didn't survive in. I barrel rolled 3 times, landed on top of another car, bounced off of that, landed on top of another car, and then bounced off the one truck, then bounced off the other, and then landed on my driver's side door. And it was crazy. And I still have trouble being in a car even, or having my eyes open, and if I see, like, we're driving this way and somebody's coming and they don't stop when I think they should stop right here, my heart drops like it's gonna happen again. So I'm not like the best travel buddy. This, however, is a great travel buddy. Holding onto this rock helps me feel calm, it helps me feel secure. And if I'm in a situation where I'm around somebody who's kind of making me feel not okay, or I'm just feeling like a lot of anxiety, this was my best friend. It really was. I could just hold it. I could feel it. My fingers know the grooves of this rock. And touching it really brings me some satisfaction and some sense of security. And it takes your mind, that back part of your mind, off of whatever the negativity is. So I really suggest getting yourself a chunk of something. Now, it does not have to be that. I have an arrangement of rocks. I would not suggest malachite. It would be the only one that I know of so far, which I'm new in my studies on crystals. But every crystal I own, I know an extensive amount about. But the only one that I would not say would be this one, and this is malachite. And that's because it intensifies any feelings you already have. So you don't want that. You want protective stones. A really good protective stone that I love, this one right here, is tourmaline quartz. Okay, so it's black tourmaline inside quartz, so it's amplified. Another really good one would be amethyst. Okay, so there's a chunk of purple amethyst right there. Pretty much any of these, the labradorite I talk about all the time. I've got a bunch of citrine and calcite, green calcite, yellow calcite. I have jade. This is a piece of quartz that's been colored. And I have a Apache tear, which Apache tear is obsidian, and you want to make sure that you cleanse that all the time if you're using that one all the time. But it can also help protect you and take away negativity. So any of those I would suggest using if you are extremely stressed out. Just pick up your rock and hold it. And you're like, really, what is a rock going to do for me? It's going to do so much. You're going to be completely amazed by how holding a stone, it seems to take it and suck it into the stone. You don't have to hold it anymore. The stone is holding it, and you just feel lighter than air. Everything becomes very, very clear. Anybody who's watching this, if you've gotten stone service from me or you have crystals of your own, please feel free to leave a testament down below. I'd love to hear about it. I'd like to hear what stones you guys use and how you use them. I use mine in my left hand because that's receiving. But if you have a different way that you want to use yours, please let me know about that. I'm so curious in how everybody does their stuff. So I'm always talking about the oils. I wanted to go ahead and show you a few. The one that I started off with, my very first oil, was this one right here. Not this exact bottle. I've gone through a few of them, but it's Balance. As you can see, I go through a lot of Balance. It does what the oil says it does. It balances your mood, balances your personality. This is a chemical balance because these are natural chemicals found in nature. They're cold pressed or steam distilled from the plants. All of doTERRA's oils are sourced from places that have virgin ground. So they've never had chemicals on the ground, no pesticides. They plant it with human hands. They pick it with human hands. They steam distill or cold press it that same exact day, and then it goes through 6 levels of testing before we get it. doTERRA oils you're able to eat them. You don't eat the blends, but any of, like, you know, plain lavender, or like this is just bergamot and stuff, you can eat them. They take them as supplements, and I do. Let's see, I wish the camera would zoom in, but so anyway, so this is bergamot. This is another one great for stress and if you have PTSD. So I would put a drop in my hand. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, now with citrus, you're not going to want to put citrus on places where the sun's going to shine. So you're not going to want to put it like on your neck or on, you know, your face or anything like that if you're going to be going out into the sun. You can put a drop on the back of your neck where the sun isn't touching. You can also do something like what I have on my necklaces. I have all my necklaces, right? Well, this one right here, the little moon I have on there, this is actually a diffuser necklace. So it's a little piece of terracotta, and I can drop a drop of my oil right there on that, and it will kind of soak into there, and then I will have the smell diffusing around me all day. So that's another really good way to do that. I love these oils. I use lavender. I use bergamot. I mean, I can't go down the list of everything I use, but I'll show you some of my favorites for stress. This is a blend just for women. It's called Whisper. Okay, let me read to you what is in this real quick. Fractionated coconut oil, patchouli, bergamot, Hawaiian sandalwood, rose, vanilla, jasmine, cinnamon, vetiver, labradorite, cocoa, as in coca seed, as in like chocolate, and ylang-ylang. Okay, this smells divine. It's also an aphrodisiac, so careful if you're around men and stuff like that, but this will help your mood. If you're somebody who is going through a lot of stress and you can't identify where is the stress coming from, this could help you. Another one is Forgive. Okay, I love Forgive, but I don't like Forgive at all if I've got nothing to forgive. If there's not anything bad going on in my life, I don't like it. It smells like dirty pine needles if I don't like it. When I am sad and I need to, like, forgive somebody, this smells like the best woods I've ever come across. Another one that does a change for me is this one right here, Console. When I am sad, I want to roll in this. I feel like this is the best smell in the entire world. It's decent right now, which maybe I've got to get over something. When I don't need to be consoled, it smells like grandma to me. I don't even like it at all. But that's the thing about our bodies. Our body is chemistry. The chemistry is always changing. By just smelling these, the aroma effects actually change the chemistry in our brain. One I love all day, every day, no matter what. Cheer. Absolutely love Cheer. I adore it. It is amazing, it is refreshing, and it does what it says it does. It cheers you the beep up. One oil I want to share with you real quick, other than the Cheer. I love this Cheer though. Let's just put a little more Cheer on. Cheer! Wow! 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 I'm just kidding. Oh, I gotta tell you a story about Wild Orange real quick. Okay, so my friend, she's got this daughter, little girl, like 8 years old. She loves Auntie Shaenna's oils, right? So every time I come over, she's like, oh, can I smell? Can I smell? And I'm like, yeah, you can smell, baby. So she wanted to smell the Wild Orange. I didn't think about it. Give her the bottle. Wild Orange is a big bottle, by the way. It's like 10, 15 bucks for like a big bottle of it. She takes the lid off and she's all, and I grabbed the bottle from her and she's all, woo, 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 and she went running around the house and I was like, oh my God, where's the lavender? And I've got the lavender and I'm like shaking the lavender and putting the lavender all over her. It was hilarious. So we decided that she wasn't allowed to have wild orange anymore. Not unless we were going to go do something that was directly going to result in her exerting energy, because that was crazy. But wild orange is another one. If you're feeling down in the dumps, I've got a lot of stress going on. It's just something about the smell of the citrus. I think it's the same as with Burke Mont. It just lifts you up. Lemon is also like that. And I drink actually the lemon in my water. But we'll get onto that when I talk to you guys about depression. Anyway, so the last one I want to talk to you about oils-wise was this one right here. And this is Breathe Oil. Let me take the lid off so you guys can smell it. Oh, my fingernails. Okay, so I made bath bombs last night. They were charcoal, so that's charcoal in my... Sorry about that. They're clean. They're just, you know, stained a little bit. But, okay, so this Breathe Oil, I absolutely love it. I don't use an inhaler anymore. I only use this Breathe Oil. And how you use this actually is, it's just the same. You put a drop in your hand, one drop, rub your hands together. You cup over your mouth and your nose and you breathe in through both. You can alternate one or the other, or you can do both at the same time. I like to alternate. So this is for respiratory health, but this actually helps in situations where I feel like I can't breathe. I physically can't breathe because I am just like overtaken by whatever the crap is going on in my life. The stress is overwhelming. This is really good for detoxifying that stress. This is when you cannot breathe because it has eucalyptus in it. But this has laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, cardamom, ravicera. That's it. I don't get that the inhaler used to give me. I just can breathe better. But it also helps in calming my stress. So this is another one I really just, doesn't matter who you are, I feel like it could really help. So those are some of the things I do. If you're at home and you have the ability to take a bath or take a shower and literally wash the negativity off of you, please do it. If you have a pool and you're able to jump in a pool and literally wash the negativity off of you, please do it. Those are things that I do all the time. And again, this isn't, you know, I'm not trying to take other people's practices and bring them all together. I'm more like, what have I taken out of my life that has worked for me? And that's why I'm trying to give to you, is those things. Because I don't know how to tell you to do what so-and-so said if I've never tried it and it didn't work for me. I only know the things I've personally done. So hopefully that's coming through.